like, oh, these people are legends. No, they're mere mortals like you and I. Gandhi was one who physically abused his wife. He used to be a sex pervert before he took the vow of celibacy. I think it was his father had passed away while he decided to go get it in with his wife. He was an extreme racist, similar to others. Martin Luther King was terrible in the ways of ideology. He knew nothing about organization building. And even at the end of his life, he himself stated that he was integrating Black people into a burning house, which is to say that all of these persons are imperfect. They're all imperfect. They're mere mortals. But what you have to realize is that when Martin Luther King was alive, people didn't look at him like, oh, I have a dream. Like you have a exalted view of him. Realize that there are persons among you today that are making history, doing important things. And there are also demons among you today. Like, for example, the dude, this dude from Germany, when he was alive, Neville Chamberlain, was the British Prime Minister, I think that was his title. Someone correct me. But Neville Chamberlain met with him and said, you know what? He in Germany, they don't want another war. It's peace in our time. He's a great guy. And Neville Chamberlain was not the only person that said, this dude in Germany, he's gotten Germany back pumping again. Economy's on the up. The Germans are proud. Yeah, he's doing a great job over there. He's not a threat to Europe. Huh? So you have to understand that the evil of that day, which is to say when it was in the present, people didn't look at him like, oh, he's a bad guy. They didn't happen till World War II was popping off. Then they're like, oh, yeah, this dude ain't right. So what I'm telling you is that if you're a part of the leadership class, put your thinking cap on. Keep your eyes open, because the fact of the matter is some people, they look, but they don't see. That's not some people, most people. They look, but they don't see. What I mean by that is you have people who look at something while it's happening and still can't even see what's happening. You have other people that after it happened, then they're like, oh, and like I'm looking back and I get it. In retrospect, I understand. Then you have a small number of people who can look at something and understand it before it happens. They can look at someone and say, oh, that's the guy. He's the one that's going to help lead us out of this. Or they could look and say, oh, that guy is dangerous. He's the one that's going to lead us into issues. So I'm telling you, open your eyes, open your mind. When I say ism, people are like, oh, like, bro, like, haters always, you can't create a philosophy. No, actually I can. And I did. And we need one. I did. And we need one, because everything that you observe today is failing. What do conservatives believe in? Nobody really knows, right? Liberal ideology, mental illness. Jesus is king. Look at the persons who say Jesus is king. Look at Ryan Garcia, for example. You hear Ryan Garcia shouting out, Jesus is king. You also see him hyped up on drugs and alcohol, and he has mental health issues. Same thing with Kanye. Jesus is king. You see him, he has major mental health issues. These are the people. You say, oh, Islam is going to save us all. Okay, well, you've been to Yemen. You notice the Middle East is constantly in warfare. They're warring against each other, Muslim versus Muslim. It's not going to get the job done. Sorry, but it's not. These are great faiths, and on an individual basis, they work wonders if you would actually follow the faith. But they've been around for centuries. They're not getting the job done today. Technology requires a new morality that'll probably be secular, that teaches you how to interact with technology. For example, I know a Muslim young lady just recently slid my DMs. She says, hey, blah, 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 blah. I followed you because of this. I think you're interesting. If you're a Muslim, I want to know if you're married, because I saw on the internet, I Googled you, it said you're married, but I heard you say you're not married. And by the way, just for the record, everyone, I'm not married. People make up all kinds of articles about me. They talk about my net worth, which is not public information. They talk about my marriage status. Apparently I'm married to somebody named Sarah. I don't know who that could be, but they make up things, a lot of fake information and fake articles. So anyway, she says, hey, I'm interested in halal marriage with you if you're a Muslim. I say, oh, that's curious. Okay, let's hop on a quick video call. She says, oh, yeah, Allah, I cannot video call you, because then I would be like, you're a man. I can't have a video call with you. I said, well, why is that? She says, because you'll be like looking at me. It'll just be me and you on the video call. Like, that's not halal. I say, do you ever go outside? She says, yes. I say, are you a niqabi? She was like, no. I was like, you're a hijabi. She was like, yes, I'm a hijabi. I was like, okay, I thought you were, because I see your profile photo on Instagram. Your profile's private. Mashallah, it's a beautiful thing, but you're a hijabi and you go outside. So you're telling me, like, if I was in the mall, I might be able to meet you in the mall and have a conversation with you face to face. She was like, yeah, you could theoretically. I was like, okay. So what's the difference if I met you in the mall and had a conversation versus you getting on FaceTime and us having a conversation right now? Oh, well, and she's trying to figure out how to apply technology to her religion. And she doesn't know, because in the Quran and in the Hadith, it does not say, if you're video calling with a man, we define this as you being alone with a man, or we define this as you're not alone with a man because you're not actually there, right? So there are a lot of things that are unanswered, and the only thing you have are interpretations from people who did not write the word. The Quran, also known as the recitation, comes from God. You're not God. You might interpret it, but do we know that you're interpreting it correctly? Because you're not the originator of the text. Then you have Hadith, which is not reliable. You have a lot of people like, oh, Hadith, you gotta, no, Hadith is not reliable. And there's various degrees of reliability. And, when human beings are involved in things, I just tend to not trust it, because human beings are liars. I kid you not. I saw someone wrote in comment, someone says, how tall is Marquette? Somebody puts, oh, he's 5'7". Like, word? That's crazy. Not 5'7". There's nothing wrong with being 5'7". I'm just nowhere near that. Another person writes, he's 6'4". Word? I'm not 6'4". Point is, people who hate you, they lie. They try to, downgrade you. People who love you, they try to upgrade you. Was Jesus like a component of God? Maybe just a good leader, right? Maybe just a good leader. Was the Virgin Mary a virgin? No, probably just a lying hoe. Yeah, you never been lied to by a hoe? I have. We all have. Come on now. Let's talk about it, Brody.